Hello there. This is Leland McFarland with Small Business Trends, and you have arrived at the Small Business Spotlight, a place where we like to shine a light on all the news, information, deals that small business owners are generally interested in. I wasn't here last week. I had the flu going through the whole household, and it didn't spare me as well. But I am back this week, and I got a question for you. How do you deal with a big sickness that comes over you or your employees when it comes to your small business? Are you the kind that just kind of close down shop, power through it? There are certain industries you just don't want to show up to work sick, but I'd love to hear from you. How do you deal with a big giant sickness that's running through your company, whether it's you just as a solopreneur and you're sick, you're out, that's it, or whether or not it's like half your staff is gone because of a stomach bug or something like that. Let me know in the comment sections. But with that out of the way, let's get to the news. Give me one sec. Really? Much better. All right. First up, SBA announces new Made in America loan guarantee to restore manufacturing dominance. On a major boost for small manufacturers, the U.S. Small Business Administration is expanding its International Trades Loan Program. Starting May 1st, this enhanced program will offer a 90% federal loan guarantee, which will help small manufacturers grow, invest in new equipment, and create jobs. SBA Administrator Loeffler stresses that strengthening American manufacturing is vital for national security and the economy, as small businesses make up 98% of all manufacturers in the U.S. With this new initiative, eligible manufacturers can access long-term financing and more flexible terms, encouraging lenders to invest in domestic production. The loan can be used for various purposes like updating machinery, modernizing facilities, and diversifying supply chains to lessen reliance on foreign suppliers. This aligns with the administration's goal of bringing industry back to the U.S., enhancing the competitiveness of small manufacturers. See, I think that's right there. Like the main point of government is to really protect and enhance the United States. And this is a good example of this. I mean, I know that it can be more beneficial to outsource, cheaper to outsource the means of production to China, but that in the long run, one makes us reliant on another country that could at any time change how much it's going to charge for these kinds of services. But two, when the money doesn't leave the country, it just keeps circulating. It's not just, oh, we're giving that much money to this company that then goes into their community and it spreads and it gets used more and more and more. And that in turn actually brings in more tax revenue. The more money is spent, the more tax revenue you get. I like this. I want more of it, and hopefully more does come. FedEx to offer faster delivery with launch of FedEx SameDay Local. FedEx has launched a new service called FedEx SameDay Local, aimed at providing faster local delivery options as consumers' demand for quicker shipping continues to rise. Small businesses often find it hard to manage speedy service without complicating their operations. This new delivery option offers flexibility and efficiency, allowing retailers to choose between 2-hour deliveries or end-of-day service. 2 hours, that is really quick. FedEx has partnered with OneRail, a last-mile delivery solution provider, to connect small businesses with over 1,000 delivery partners across the country. This setup ensures that orders get matched to the right vehicle and driver quickly, offering real-time updates from the moment an order is placed until it reaches the customer. This could greatly improve shopping experience, as 96% of shoppers now expect same-day delivery. Amazon has ruined us. Same-day delivery. I mean, I'm in a rural area. I get next-day delivery. Same day, though, would be oh, it would be nice. I would love that. But it has ruined us. The expectation of getting what you've ordered right then and there. I get it. I get it. Some key benefits of FedEx SameDay Local includes enhanced delivery options tailored to various customer needs, near real-time tracking for transparency, and technology integration to simplify operations. FedEx also provides 24/7 support to assist small businesses with delivery issues. So, one of the things that it didn't really mention was price. And I know FedEx is one of the more expensive kind of shipping options, but I would be a little concerned about how much it's going to cost to get that same day delivery. I thought, yeah, this would be a really good option for small businesses to be able to contend with the likes of Amazon. But I would worry a little bit about how much that's going to cost the user to either ship it or the business if they want to be able to eat that cost. Now, I know that Amazon charges a pretty penny if you're going to sell a product on Amazon. And so it might be an option for a business to be able to give same day delivery directly from their shop instead of through Amazon. For products that are big enough and to where the cut that Amazon would normally take could be invested in the same day delivery, it could be a viable option. But I don't think for maybe smaller items this would be necessarily a good option. Now, a $10 bag of tea or something like that, or small grocery items, maybe not the best option for this. But if you want a same day delivery of a computer, or you need something more technical that you really need that same day delivery, I could see this being a very good option. More news from the SBA. SBA launched an enhanced grocery guarantee to boost food production and cut costs. In a move to support small businesses in the food supply chain, the U.S. Small Business Administration has launched an enhanced grocery guarantee program. This initiative aims to help producers like farmers and logistics providers by easing financial burdens, promoting growth in food production, and ultimately lowering grocery prices for consumers. SBA administration, Kelly Loeffler, highlighted its importance, noting it aligns with President Trump's effort to boost food production. Starting May 1st, businesses in various sectors, including grain farming, cattle ranching, and grocery retail, will benefit from this enhanced loan program, with 90% of federal guarantee. With a 90% federal guarantee compared to its usual 75%, lenders will feel more confident in providing funds, resulting in better interest rates and flexibility repayment terms for borrowers. The grocery guarantee encourages local lenders to invest in small businesses that often struggle to secure financing. This initiative also aims to create a more robust food supply chain by supporting diverse business types. Increasing food production could help stabilize grocery prices, benefiting families and local economies. So, again, another good win coming out of the SBA. I'm all for enhancing our farms, enhancing the food production process. I've gone through FFA. I know the food production side of things, and I know how hard it can be on farmers, especially when it comes to regulations, getting hired help out there, and then ultimately the government coming in and saying, well, you can't sell all of your food because. And I know that it's just really hard to just keep farms going. Sometimes, and especially when you're a smaller farm going up against bigger mega farms. So any little help that farmers can get, I'm all for it. And if this helps lower grocery prices in the long run, heck yeah, that would be really awesome. I'm all for that. All right, Square expands access to capital, financing more sellers with innovative tech-powered underwriting. Square has announced that it will be expanding access to loans for small businesses. Over the past decade, Square has focused on helping entrepreneurs getting funding they need to grow, which ultimately supports local economies. Traditional banks often rely on outdated criteria for judging credit worthiness, making it difficult for many small businesses to qualify for loans. In response, Square has used advanced technologies and real-time financing data to provide a more flexible and inclusive lending process. Since 2014, Square has approved over $32 billion in loans, averaging around $10,000 each. Impressively, women-owned businesses receive 58% of these loans, while 36% go to minority-owned businesses, with many directed to areas that traditionally struggle with loan approvals. Square's new enhancements will allow over 50% more sellers to access loans, including new businesses and those with seasonal income, reflecting the realities many small businesses enterprises face. Additionally, Square offers flexible payment terms, allowing businesses to pay off loans in accordance with their cash flow. That's nice, which can adjust seasonally. Early results show that almost half of new loan applicants have never been offered a Square loan before, signaling positive change in access to capital. Getting a loan is probably one of the hardest things for a small business owner, and it's one of the reasons why I kind of shied away about doing a loan. If I wanted to be able to get a house, it was going to be actually kind of difficult to be able to get a loan because you need to be able to have like 2 years worth of expense or income showing that you are actually a viable option for a loan. And so I was hesitant, and jumping into it, it was still a bit of a pain to try. I was going through the process of trying to get a mortgage and for potentially a new house, and they're like, well, you're not quite at 2 years, you may not be able to make it. I get it, I understand, but this, being able to make it easier for a business owner to be able to get access to loans, I love it. It is more of a risk for Square, but if they have the technology to be able to to dial back that risk a little bit, go for it. I'm all for it. All right, we've hit the deals section of the show. Our first deal, Shopify has a 3-day for free. Not that much of a deal, but you get $1 a month for 3 months. So for $3, you get 3 months of Shopify to try it out, see if you can make some money that way. Really good deal, just starting it out. This just was through their normal pricing page, so it's shopify.com/pricing. Shopify.com/pricing. Next up, we have FreshBooks. FreshBooks has a special going on where you get 70% off for 4 months. This is their tax season special. You can find this at freshbooks.com/pricing-offer. So if you wanted to try out FreshBooks, I've always been a little hesitant to be like, well, I need to jump ship from one bookkeeping company to the next, but I've heard good things about all of these companies' abilities to be able to basically take your data from one platform to another. So if you're tired of your bookkeeping platform, maybe give FreshBooks a try. You get 70% off for the next 4 months. Our final deal comes from NordVPN. They have some coupons at nordvpn.com/coupon. And the big one here is if you get like a 2-year plan, you're looking at $3.89 per month. That's a pretty good deal for a VPN. I personally use a VPN. I travel a lot, and I don't want to use the open Wi-Fi at hotels and anyone and everyone with a special set of skills, and they're not hard skills to find, can start snooping on some of your data that's unencrypted. So getting a VPN, kind of nice. I'm not those kind of people that are like, hey, Google and Facebook are spying on you. The minute that you sign in, even with a VPN, the minute that you sign into an account, Facebook, Amazon, Google, they know what you're doing. So I don't take that side of it, but it's more about if you're traveling, get a VPN. It'll protect you a little bit at least. All right, on to the next segment, our stories from Reddit. My friend owns a small restaurant and paid $4,000 on a website that doesn't work. I'm going to shift things a little bit here. So he has been waiting for 3 months, already paid $4K, but his website looks worse than those free Squarespace/Wix templates, and the booking doesn't even work. He is not sure if this is normal. Is this normal? What was your experience with developers/agencies and getting your first website built? This just sounds horrible. I mean, to have 3 months and costing $4,000 to get a website that looks worse than Squarespace/Wix. I'm pretty sure that there are booking systems out there that you can just buy on a monthly basis to be able to get something a little bit better than this. This just sounds horrible. I would probably try to get your money back if you basically just got a Wix website with no booking system. Your friend should probably go for trying to get his money back, and you might not be able to get his money back. Next time, try to go with an agency that's probably a little bit more accredited. Sorry to hear about that. Our first growth hire spent 3 months building dashboards no one looked at and left for a bigger title elsewhere. Brought someone in specifically to grow, to own growth. Sold solid resume, talked a good game in the interview, had experience at names people recognize. This is a little broken here. First month was research. Fair enough. Second month was tooling. Built out analytics, stacks, connected everything, created dashboards that tracked 17 different metrics. It looked impressive. Third month, I started asking what we were actually going to do with any of it. Got a lot of questions about needing more data before making decisions. Started noticing the dashboards were getting more refined, but nothing actually being tested. Week 11, he told me he'd been approached for a VP title somewhere else and was going to take it. We had 17 dashboards, 0 experiments ran. The hard lesson is that people who are good at looking busy and people who are good at looking are good at doing things are very different skill set, and the interview process does not reliably tell them apart. Now I ask candidates to walk through the last things they actually shipped and what happened when it did. Not what they planned, not what they analyzed, but what they shipped. Anyone else hired for growth early and had it go sideways? Curious how common this is. So I've never ran into this problem myself, but I guess the problem the thing that I would see is probably a little bit more hands-on. It seems like you had a bit of a hands-off approach. You hired him and you kind of, did the Ronco chicken griller. You set it and you kind of forget it. You came back, checked on it every so often. I would be a little bit more hands-on, giving them goals as to where they need to go, and then you're going to see really quickly whether or not they're able to actually match those goals. I would have put in a goal of, yes, you could do some research within the month, but I want to be able to do an experiment by the end of that month. I want to have 2 experiments. Yes, we can start setting up dashboards, but while we're setting up dashboards, let's have an experiment going first. That way we can actually test and see. We can have that experiment running while you're building the dashboard. Let's build the experiment first. While it's running, we can actually start making dashboards. That way you're doing two things at once and not just being like, well, I just got to build dashboards because I got to find a way to report these things. That way you're going to be able to find whether or not this person is actually, but yeah, finding in the interview whether or not they are actually qualified, that's hard. And the best thing to do is what you're saying here. I want examples of what you've done in the past. What did you do? How did you do it? Let's go through it, and what were your results? Business dried up, no income coming in, no assets, no way forward. Is bankruptcy the answer? Hi everyone, I run a small niche service business, and the past 3 years have been relentless. Our entire industry depends on government policy. Now, legislation has effectively gutted our client base, reducing it to roughly 2% of what it once was. What makes it especially hard for us is that existing clients aren't grandfathered in. They are no longer eligible for the services they already purchased, which means we have to stop work mid-case and can't collect outstanding balances. On top of that, we are very expense heavy, a very expense heavy industry, and we're really one of the only we were only really able to make profit on the balance payment. The deposit client pay is all overhead. Our contracts include a clause protecting us from government changes and adverse outcomes, but that doesn't change the fact that we have no assets, no more income, and our business bank account has dwindled to next to nothing. I'm bracing for a wave of angry clients, refund demands, and potential litigation. I'm fairly confident we'd prevail in court, but the stress of it already weighed on me heavily. I can't sleep at night over this, and I've developed an ulcer too. Ugh. I feel terrible for our clients and for us. Our business account is currently at $80. Has anyone navigated something like this? A regulatory change that essentially pulled the rug from under your entire business model, or something similar. Is bankruptcy the best option for us? I feel like a slime ball, and I keep thinking back to see if there's anything else that we could have done, but I truly don't think so. I feel failure. I feel like a failure too. I'd love to hear how other people vanish. Yep. Governments can come in and destroy businesses like a wrecking ball. It happens all the time. It is not just your industry. I imagine that there were a lot of people when the tariffs were going on that felt like their businesses were just being destroyed indiscriminately by the government. It happens, and it is an unfortunate side effect of the government and being so reliant on a industry that could be affected by government. I mean, it happens. It is unfortunate. At this point, I would say that yes, your best option is probably closing down shop and declaring bankruptcy. That's probably the best way forward. If I would have been in your shoes at 2 years, it would have been really hard too to let go and to have stopped quickly. It may have, if you could have projected and seen, well, this is not going to be a type of business that's going to be around, then, give your clients, okay, we're leaving here in a couple of months. Or, you got half a year to be able to find another service that'll do what we do, but we're calling it quits because we see no viability for this type of business in the future. We're just going to run off of the money that we have, and we're going to close quietly. It would have been hard to do that, but if you could look into the future and see that it wouldn't work, then it wouldn't work. And that is the unfortunate side of things when it comes to business. Sometimes you just have to close down, unfortunately. Failed again. I started a photography business. I started a photography business many months back. Did it the right way, registered an LLC, created a website, created a portfolio, Facebook, Instagram. Clients loved my pictures, but it didn't grow. Burnt a lot of money in ads, did a lot of TFPS, and tried to grow. Between Facebook blocking almost all my posts in groups, Google, Yelp, and Meta ads not giving any leads, Google not even letting me verify my business, tried 4 times. Eek. Posting flyers everywhere, I see no path forward. Last night, reality finally set in. My chest has been hurting since. Only my first ad worked, the only one I had run when I started, and everything else was after that did not convert to sales. People liked my pictures when it was $100, and when I'm trying to charge what I'm worth, no takers. And when I do get takers, they want what's worth $700 for $250. Oh man. I'm just going to go over here. I've spent so many nights editing, perfecting the pictures from photo shoots I did for $100. It was exhausting spending 7 to 8 hours editing after a good photo shoot, but I still did it hoping that it'd pay off once I had a portfolio. Now that I have a portfolio, it's good, really good. I'm not a bad photographer, but failed in marketing. With an extreme heavy heart, I'm finally stopping today, and I've failed again in pursuit of building my own business. Not my first failure, but I really gave it my all. My chest physically hurts this time ever since last night, but I'm finally stopping now. This is hard. This is a hard thing to see for a business to just kind of call it quits. It's kind of like the last one. And when you're in an industry such as photography, that is one that's like very saturated. And a lot of people go with just someone that they know. And word of mouth is usually kind of king when it comes to the kind of the photography business. And so it could be a variety of things. One of the things could be it's just an oversaturated market. Two, Facebook, Google, all of these groups, Instagram, they want you to spend money. That's their ultimate goal. They don't care that you're getting the promotion that you want. So yeah, they're going to want you to spend money, and that's ultimately the game. And I've never had really good results when it comes to like Facebook ads or anything like that. I usually get a lot of junk referrals as well. And it's really hard. If you have the money, marketing company might actually be the best kind of way to go, as opposed to trying to do marketing yourself, because there's a lot of nuances when it comes to marketing. Having a local person who can really help you understand these ads and be able to get you to your customers, it's really nice to be able to rely on someone's expertise when it comes to that. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me and listening to me ramble. If you liked this, give it a good like. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And if at any point you thought, man, that is not what I would have done, there's a comment section. Let me know what you think should have been done differently. All right, until next week, see you later.